So I prepared two dishes. I did one for winter and one emphasizing like a spring dish. My winter dish is a sweet black rice pudding, and it has longan and dat sao, or hong sao, which is Chinese red date, and long yan ro is the Chinese name for longan. Um, in Chinese medicine, we kind of learned about this with Nick, but we associate winter time with water, and it's related to the kidneys. And the color for winter time is black. And so the black rice is really nourishing to the kidneys, and having the dat sao is very nourishing and also harmonizing. And the longan is like tonifying for the blood. In Chinese medicine, your blood is just nourishing your whole body. It's your whole body. So it's a very nourishing, sweet little side dish, or it could be like a little dessert. And my second one, I wanted to make it vegetarian, just so in case we had vegetarians, it would just be a dish everyone can try. But it's called the terrific tofu and mushrooms. This is focusing on springtime, and in springtime, as we talked about, energy is emerging, and sometimes with that, heat is emerging. So I created a dish that's kind of neutral. It's not gonna like add to like a heat, because in the spring, if you have some latent heat or deficient heat, it's really gonna start to show. For some people, it might be like some premenstrual syndrome symptoms or menopausal symptoms or hypertension. So this dish is really nourishing for that. And it's really just very neutral and tonifies the qi, which we learned a little bit about. And yeah, that's it.
Thank you. So maybe you can, meanwhile, as Sydney's going to continue, then you can prepare some samples for your dishes. And you guys know that you have to eat the savory one before you go into the sweet one. Just remember.
Should I just put samples out on the table?
Yes, we're going to create, sorry, making all the noise. And so, I don't know, these are hard ones. Okay, so you can make some.
Also, for the pudding, I brought some cinnamon. It's optional, but feel free to use it.
Did you use spices or other herbs in the tofu and?
The tofu has ginger and it has garlic, and those are the two major like herbs I've used in that one. There's also green onion. This has ginger, hong sao, and longan. So like not too many herbs. It's pretty like moderate, mild.
And we have the recipe, so if afterwards you guys want to try it, to take some home samples, then great. Okay.
So in Chinese medicine, most herbs have a temperature, whether they're cooling or warming or hot or neutral. And so I made an herbal chicken noodle soup, and it's pretty neutral. Most of the herbs in there are like pretty gentle, and they're good for digestion. So some of the herbs in there are gojitsa, which you might know as goji berries, lianzhi, which is lotus seed, yi ren, which is barley, dat sao, which is a Chinese date, and then there's also turmeric and ginger, which are also in our materia medica, and then it has bai mu er, which is like the tremella mushroom, and there's everything else you would imagine in chicken noodle soup: celery, carrots, onions, noodles, chicken. And this is really great for aiding in digestion. It's also good for immunity. You could really eat this any time of year. It's just nice and nourishing, and helps support your blood and qi, so good at boosting that. I also made an herbal oatmeal. And it's on the cooler side right now, but you could eat it cool or warm. And it has goji berries, black sesame seeds. It has megui hua, which is rose, and then ju hua, which is chrysanthemum in there. And the black sesame is really great at tonifying your kidneys or your essence, which is like your constitution. The goji and chrysanthemum are great at brightening your eyes. So for the springtime, there is a lot of wind, and can stir up, a lot of allergies. So it's great for someone who experiences dry eyes or red or itchy eyes or even floaters. And then the rose, the Meguehua, is really great for anyone with like menstrual issues, or even just for stress and anxiety. So it's a nice yin tonic, pretty nourishing, good at also building your blood and your qi.
All right, so the dishes that I prepared, the savory one is an adzuki bean winter squash curry, and the sweet one is a reishi mushroom hot chocolate with lots of other herbs and spices that I'll list in just a moment. I'll talk about the curry first. So adzuki bean is also known as xiao in Chinese medicine, and sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Looking at you, Nick. And so this is used primarily to treat fluid imbalance. I like that we talked about climate versus season earlier because while we are coming into springtime in Santa Cruz, it tends to be really damp here. And dampness is actually seen as a pathology that can occur in the body. So for example, in the winter time, or right before rain, you might notice that your joints start to ache. So we kind of think of that as some dampness, maybe some swelling is occurring. So adzuki bean is just really good for getting all of that moving and flushing it out, flushing out the lymph system. And then winter squash, so I have pumpkin and butternut squash in there, and those are orange in color, and we associate the color orange with earth. And so the earth element is also associated with the spleen and stomach, which is our digestive system. I think it's a really great way to enhance the digestive system to get a lot of good nutrients from the food you're eating, which also in turn will boost your immunity if you're getting that good nutrition. I know in Western medicine, they're kind of talking now about how immunity starts in the gut. So hopefully this will help moving fluids and improving digestion. There's also ginger in there, garam masala, some mustard seeds, some garlic, onion, green chili, coriander, cumin, turmeric, tomato paste, and it is gluten-free and vegan. And there's no nuts in that one. So for the second dish, I made a hot chocolate with reishi mushroom, which is known as ling zhi. I feel like a lot of Westerners have kind of heard of reishi mushroom recently. It's great at boosting the immune system. In Chinese medicine, we think of it as a Shen tonic. So Shen is like the spirit, the mind, and it's housed in the heart. So it's a great way to calm the nervous system, relax. Cacao, it isn't necessarily Chinese, it's more South American, but it is known as a stimulant to kind of like boost your mood. So this is just like a mood boosting, yummy, sweet treat. It also has cardamom, tangerine peel, which is actually another herb in Chinese medicine. It's called chen pi, which helps stimulate digestion and help with the digestive process. Yeah. Any questions about the dishes? There's definitely more ingredients. It's a long ingredients list, so please look at it before you consume if there's any allergies or anything like that. This does contain almond milk, so if you have a nut allergy, just be aware of that. But it is gluten-free and vegan.
Okay, guys, manjar.